Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Today, we're not here for gossip. We're not here for theories. We're here because something has been left unchecked for far too long, and now it has become a real threat. What happened to Jimin today isn't sudden. It isn't drama that appeared out of nowhere. This is the result of hatred nurtured over years, of silence mistaken for safety, and of boundaries that were never truly enforced. And the most painful part? Many people are pretending to be shocked, acting as if it all came out of the blue, when the signs have been visible for a long time. In this video, we'll explore how hatred born from fandom fantasies can cross the screen and reach real life. When someone stops being treated as human, anything becomes possible, and that is dangerous. What's happening to Jimin is not a single incident or a momentary misunderstanding. It's the accumulation of a long chain of mistakes, neglect, permissiveness, and silence repeated over the years. This didn't start yesterday. It didn't just appear. And the most painful part is seeing so many people now pretending to be surprised, as if it all came without warning, when the traces have long been visible. Jimin has never hurt anyone. He hasn't interfered in anyone's life. He is gentle and kind, not only in appearance but in the way he treats those around him. His heart is sincere, his work is honest, and his dedication is real. Personally, I am proud of him. Proud that, in the midst of all this, he still stands as himself. For a long time, Jimin has been the target of specific, obsessive hatred. This isn't ordinary criticism every idol experiences. It's directed, repeated, and built on false narratives. That Jimin is a barrier, that he interferes, that he ruins, something that exists only in the imagination of a few. And that's where it all begins. When someone is constantly labeled as a problem, people stop seeing them as human. Jimin is no longer a singer, dancer, groupmate, child, or someone with a loving family. He becomes a concept, a symbol, a barrier deemed acceptable to remove to keep a fantasy alive. And that is extremely dangerous. When someone is no longer treated as human, insults become normal, disrespect seems justified, threats are rationalized, and eventually, violence feels legitimate. The incident at Jimin's father's café is tangible proof that this hatred has crossed the screen. The woman did not act impulsively. She came fully aware into a private, peaceful space and filled it with hateful messages, offensive AI-generated images, and notes meant to humiliate. She directly involved Jimin's father, who never chose to be part of this chaos. This should have been a turning point. When hatred touches family, there's no room for tolerance. No excuse. No justification. Yet the response has been half-hearted. Many suggested to just ignore it, as if silence could solve a real threat. Ignoring it never stops someone who believes they are right. It only confirms they can go further. And that's exactly what happened. The woman returned, louder, more confident, and more relaxed. She spoke publicly, live-streamed, spread hate again, even declared her intention to return with a more serious plan. She no longer hides. Behavior like this only occurs when someone is sure they won't face consequences. And the scariest part, she's not alone. There are more accounts, more voices, more threats. People discuss violence as if it's reasonable, as if it's justice. They mention locations, intentions, and targets. Yet some say, this is excessive. It's just drama. It's not a big deal. It's not excessive when there is an explicit threat. It's not excessive when physical harm is mentioned. It's not excessive when family is involved. What is truly excessive is the tolerance left unchecked for years. Most of this stems from a segment of the Taekooker fandom that has lost touch with reality. This isn't about preferences or opinions. The problem arises when a ship becomes absolute truth, an identity, a mission, to be defended even at the cost of others. For them, Jungkook and Taeyoung aren't individuals. They're characters in a self-made romantic story. And in that story, Jimin is the antagonist, cast as unnecessary, excessive, someone who must be removed. It all started as a joke, then evolved into conspiracy theories, then normalized insults, then threats. And now we are at this point. Ironically, no ship has ever been confirmed. BTS never promised romance, never sold love stories, never encouraged unhealthy fandom behavior. This is purely a fandom construction. Yet people act as if reality stole something from them. When fantasy doesn't match reality, they attack reality. Hatred toward Jimin will not make any ship real. It will not change the past. It will not erase chemistry. It will not rewrite history. All it shows is how far some are willing to go to lose their humanity for an illusion. And another painful aspect, the general fandom response. When things like this happen to Jimin, reactions are often insufficient. People are told to calm down, to stay quiet, to not generalize. But when there's a real threat, silence is not neutral. If the perpetrator grows bolder, if threats become more open, if hate speech grows louder, it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because we are not united. Because reports aren't made en masse. Because pressure isn't strong enough. Because comfort in not making waves is chosen over safety. And now, Jimin is paying the price. So is his family. You don't have to love Jimin. You don't have to support him. You don't have to listen to his music. But no one has the right to threaten his life or the lives of his family. No one has the right to defame him with AI, turn him into a villain, or act as if it's real. If you don't like something, ignore it. If you don't like someone, don't follow them. That is healthy. What is unhealthy is nurturing hatred, revenge, and fantasies of violence. Thinking that eliminating someone will solve frustrations that exist only in your mind is abnormal. No matter how hard they try, they will not erase Jimin. They will not change who he is. They will not replace him. They will not destroy the genuine relationships he has with Jungkook as a group mate, friend, and fellow artist. Those bonds remain despite all the hatred. So when they call you overreacting, remember, it is not overreacting. It is consequence. Consequence of hatred left unchecked. Of comfortable silence. Of a fandom refusing to set boundaries. If this continues, the only direction left is escalation. Hatred never dies on its own. It is either stopped or becomes increasingly dangerous. You don't have to love Jimin. You don't have to support him. But no one has the right to threaten his life or his family's. This isn't about ships. This isn't about preferences. This is about humanity. Silence is not neutral when there is a real threat. Ignoring it is not a solution when violence has been openly mentioned. Thank you for watching. If you believe idols are human, not targets, your voice and your actions matter. See you in the next video on Jikook Moments.